Welcome to Chicken Matter Talks. In today's educational documentary, we will answer one of the most debated questions in poultry breeding. Do pure game fowl bloodlines still exist today? This topic has been discussed for decades among breeders, hobbyists, and poultry historians. Some believe that true pure bloodlines still exist, carefully preserved by dedicated breeders. Others argue that most modern strains have already been mixed over time. In this video, we will explore this topic with full transparency, looking at history, genetics, breeding practices, and modern realities. This content is created strictly for educational and historical purposes only. We do not promote harmful or unethical activities. Our goal is to share knowledge, encourage responsible breeding, and provide clear understanding. Let's begin by defining what pure bloodline really means. What is a pure bloodline? In simple terms, a pure bloodline refers to a group of chickens that have been bred within the same family for many generations, maintaining consistent traits and characteristics. However, purity in poultry is not as simple as it sounds. A bloodline is considered pure when it shows consistent physical traits. It produces predictable offspring. It has a traceable breeding history. It has been maintained with minimal outside crossing. But here's the key point. Purity is not absolute. It is relative. Even the most well-known bloodlines were originally created by combining different strains many years ago. The historical reality of bloodlines. To understand purity, we must look at history. Most traditional game fowl bloodlines, such as Hatch, Kelso, Roundhead, and Sweater, were not created from a single original pair. Instead, they were developed through selective breeding and controlled crosses. Over time, breeders combined different families, selected the best offspring, repeated the process over generations. Eventually, stable traits appeared, and these became recognized as distinct bloodlines. This means that even pure bloodlines today were once carefully structured combinations in the past. How bloodlines were preserved. In earlier times, breeders maintained bloodlines through strict selection, limited introduction of outside blood, detailed record keeping, long-term breeding plans. Because there were fewer breeders and less widespread distribution, maintaining consistency was more manageable. Some breeders spent decades working on a single line, focusing on structure, balance, type consistency. This dedication helped preserve what we now recognize as traditional strains. Modern challenges to purity. Today, maintaining a completely pure bloodline is more difficult than ever. Here are the main reasons. Widespread crossbreeding. Modern breeding often involves mixing strains to achieve specific traits. While this can improve certain qualities, it also reduces genetic purity. 2. Lack of documentation. Many birds today are labeled under a bloodline name without clear records. Over time, this leads to confusion and inconsistency. 3. Commercialization. As demand increases, some breeders may prioritize quantity over strict lineage preservation. 4. Global distribution. As birds move across regions and countries, environmental adaptation and breeding changes can alter original traits. Does pure still exist today? The honest answer is yes, but very rarely, and with conditions. Some breeders still maintain relatively pure lines by keeping closed breeding systems, maintaining accurate records, avoiding unnecessary crosses, practicing long-term selection. However, even in these cases, minor genetic variation still exists. Absolute purity cannot be guaranteed. Line identity depends heavily on breeder integrity. The role of genetics. From a genetic perspective, absolute purity is almost impossible in living populations. Why? Because genetic mutations occur naturally. Environmental factors influence traits. Small variations accumulate over time. Instead of perfect purity, what breeders actually maintain is genetic consistency. This means offspring consistently resemble the intended type, even if minor differences exist. Line breeding versus outcrossing. To maintain a bloodline, breeders often use line breeding, breeding related individuals to preserve traits. Benefits: maintains consistency, reinforces desired features. Risks: reduced genetic diversity if not managed properly. Outcrossing. Introducing new blood to improve certain traits. Benefits: increases genetic diversity, can improve vigor. Risks: loss of original identity if uncontrolled. Responsible breeders balance both methods carefully. Common misconceptions. Misconception 1. Pure means perfect or superior. Purity does not guarantee quality. Misconception 2. Bloodline name equals authenticity. Names can be reused or misapplied. Misconception 3. Old strains never change. All living bloodlines evolve over time. Understanding these helps prevent misinformation. What really matters today? Instead of focusing only on purity, responsible breeders prioritize health and well-being, structural soundness, consistent traits, ethical management, transparency in labeling. These factors are more important than claiming absolute purity. The importance of honesty. One of the biggest challenges today is misinformation. Honest breeders clearly explain their breeding methods, avoid exaggerated claims, maintain accurate records, educate others responsibly. Transparency builds trust within the poultry community. Preserving heritage. Bloodlines. Even if absolute purity is rare, preserving traditional strains is still possible. This requires careful breeding programs, documentation, knowledge sharing, ethical practices. Heritage preservation is about maintaining identity, not perfection. Lessons for new breeders. If you are starting your own breeding program, here are key takeaways. Focus on consistency, not perfection. Keep detailed records. Avoid unnecessary mixing. Learn basic genetics. Be honest about your birds. Building a reliable line takes time and patience. So, do pure gamefowl bloodlines still exist? Yes, but rarely, and never in an absolute sense. What truly exists today are well-maintained lines, carefully preserved strains, consistent breeding families. Purity is not about being untouched. It is about being consistently maintained over time. Conclusion. The idea of pure bloodlines is deeply rooted in poultry history, but modern understanding shows that purity is relative, not absolute. What matters most is responsible breeding, honest representation, preservation of knowledge, respect for animal welfare. By focusing on these values, we help protect the future of poultry heritage. Thank you for watching Chicken Matter Talks. If you found this educational, like this video. Subscribe for more poultry knowledge. Comment your thoughts. Do you believe pure bloodlines still exist? Let's continue building a community based on knowledge, transparency, and responsible poultry care.